Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Whether it's good afternoon, good evening, good morning, we're so happy to have you here with us on USA Global TV, home of Talking Heads. And a big shout out to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio, especially their head broadcast engineer, Chris Roberts. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is presenting Pet Psychic Aminah. Hello, Aminah. How are you, dear?
Hello. How's that country you're living in over there?
It's another beautiful day here. I'm actually in Florida now, and it's pitch black in this room. It's a beautiful day, but I just am in the darkness of the studio all day long. I peek out, I go, oh, it's nice out. So
no skin cancer for you.
That's right. It's dark, but happy and bright in my heart.
Absolutely. And you're doing something you love and you're passionate about. So you and I know we could, I might not want to hang out the shelters all day long, but I would suffer for it. I would do it. I would sacrifice my whole soul to do that.
Yes.
Just be surrounded with fuzzy, hairy things.
Well, we have been working together for a long time now, and every week I'm so excited to see you because you always have really relevant, important information. I have learned so much from you, and you have a wonderful network of people. I know you've got a wonderful guest with us today. Before we bring her out, I'm going to spotlight you. And for those people who might be joining us for the first time, let them know everything that you do in 2 minutes or less. Yes.
Resume on the one sheet. Thanks everybody for joining us again. We are having a wonderful time. I try very hard to meet you where you're at, and that's what this show's about. You call in, you write in, and what does that mean? If you are adopting a first pet, if you are adopting your 100th pet, if you are at end of life conversation, if you are coexisting questions, we talk a lot about that, because if we can coexist, and I mean the spiders, the bugs, yes, I talk about don't kill the spiders, you need them, especially if you don't like mosquitoes, and I personally don't like mosquitoes, and all of these types of things, my education, my life experience, I have worked with wildlife, I'm pro everybody knowing that if you just leave the skunk alone, I promise it will try not to spray you if it doesn't feel threatened. I'm going to give you the tips that you can walk through life and walk down the street and be not afraid of the dog that runs out and tries to eat you, or you think so. I'm going to give you the tips to do that. That's all free advice, because it all helps us coexist. So yes, love, understanding, and resolution for animals with people is really the thing, because I am pro animal. So I need to teach the people.
Wow. That was succinct, right on point. I love it. Brilliant. Thank you.
Well, I try. I have been doing this a long time. So as far as speaking, and you and I can do this. A drop of a hat. Somebody says, you want to pick a topic? Which one? It's like going through a filing system. Okay, just pull one out.
Yes,
and that
I
was
know.
that. And we've really covered a lot of educational stuff, and that's my passion, is to really, what I was hoping we would do with this when we got together a year ago was teach people that there is a better way to walk throughout the world and have all the animals live at the same time. So right now, with the polar bears starving to death and their cubs are starving and people are killing wolves and all these tragic things, it doesn't have to happen if I can try to educate the public. Now, that's not going to work for everybody. We all know that. But that's what we're doing. You're doing this on so many of your channels. Is there in one channel you don't try to help and educate? I haven't found one. Even the music ones.
Well, thank you. You know, I try to play uplifting music
Right.
so to inspire people. You know, it's interesting because now I'm in this house and nobody was here for probably 16 months. And in the bathroom, there's a very large spider hanging in the corner. And I saw him. I said, listen, dude, okay, I know what Aminah says. I'm not even going to, you're not even here. Okay, just do your thing and stay over there. And then in the garage on the wall, there are these little creatures. I don't know what they are. They're very small, like an inch long, and it looks just like a shell hanging on the wall, and they blend in.
Oh.
I don't know what they are, what they
It
do.
almost sounds like a silverfish, but I
No,
think
no, no. They
you
don't
know
actually.
what that is.
I know
So,
what a silverfish is. These
yeah.
don't actually move. I don't know
Well,
how they eat, but you see a lot of them. And before, I would have taken something and knocked them all off. And I'm like, hello, just stand like those, okay? Just, we can
see,
coexist.
coexisting lives. It lives.
Yes.
And it is about you and I understanding our neighbors, the human ones. This travels throughout your life. If you can coexist with the plants, and there's some I really have an affinity to hate, dandelions, milkweed, stickers, things that bite back. There's a time and a place for everything. I don't think God makes mistakes. I think we just don't understand what the plan is. We weren't there as the architect.
I've kind of a funny story to tell you, a quick one before we bring out Lisa. My mom and I were sitting at dinner last night, and I don't eat meat. And I said to her, I know you love animals. She's a big animal fan. And I said, so we passed cows, right, when we were driving on the way to get to where we are now. And I said, but you like meat. I said, they have to kill the cow. And she said, well, you don't actually think about it when you're in the grocery store because they have everything in the packages. You don't actually, she said, if they actually had a cow in the grocery store and it said they're going to kill me so you can eat, she said, I probably would never eat meat again. Right. And I said, but now you know.
Well, and that's the thing. We close our eyes. I can't speak for any other country, but been through all the states in the U.S. many times. And Americans are very good at closing their eyes, at just saying, oh, it's not my problem. Oh, it's not me. I only have steak once a year. Oh, it's not ... Whatever it is, it's not my responsibility. It's not my job. And to live in a community. And that's what I'm teaching, that the bees, if you like to eat anything, you should love your honeybees, not be afraid of them. They don't want to sting you. They die. It's just the way that works. So coexisting is huge in every form of walking down the street and tripping over something and blaming the cement for being chipped. It was man-made. Yeah. So you're asking a bee to stop protecting itself and the queen. There's a site online that I've been participating with, and they're talking honeybees, and everybody's really afraid. And what do we do? And I was like, no. Swarms are the safest time to be around them because they're protecting that queen, and they're moving to the new house because she's just giving birth to a new queen. So she leaves that one, and they move on. And people's like, oh no, they fall into cars. And I'm thinking, the ones that are parked with rolled up windows. I'm like, that's not possible. But you have to find a nice way to say, that's not possible. Oh, the little crevices. Well, it's a bee. I'm sure it can get in and out of a flower. It can get in and out of a crevice of a car.
Exactly.
You don't go there because I don't want to lose them in the, oh, you're being ridiculous. No, it's their belief. Right. I don't want to take that away, except for I want to educate. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we talked about holidays. We talked about 4th of July being so deadly to animals because of the loud noises and that type of stuff. So hopefully you guys will come along and you'll watch the last year's shows, and we've got just so much more.
And to that point, we have many places where people can watch us, but go over to our YouTube channel because there's a playlist there, and you can just look for Pet Psychic Aminah. So let's bring out this wonderful guest who's backstage. Tell us about Lisa.
Well, Lisa and I met through a metaphysical network and actually just a business network. And we used to meet at one of our city hall type places, and they were great renting a room. I have met my favorite coach through the work she has done. And that's just the group stuff she's done. And I haven't even got to tap into her personal things. I have also been blessed with helping her family with their pet issues and that type of stuff with her daughter, and she, growing into being pet parents and that type of stuff. So what she does is just so out of my knowledge that I really gave her. I said, I want you to pull back and give the 411. What do people ask me? Did you study for this? Did you go to school? How did this happen? And people want to know, I all of a sudden, poof, I had the information? Well, no, I did the talking part to the animals, but everything else I learned in a book, because I was like, wait a minute, this can't be real when you're 10 or 15 and you're always talking to animals. And I just figured it was like talking about flowers. But I backed it up with education. And Liza, I believe, has done the same thing. It's trial and error and work. But what she does is so specialized in my mind that she's going to really blow our minds with, you can do what? And you what? And really get us some balance. And I hope I'm speaking in the right terms, because again, I'm a newbie in her world, but some balance in your life and some calm and some direction. And that's, I think, really where she comes from in the helping part. But she's going to explain all the fancy terms.
She's going to teach us how to live a very full life. Let's welcome Liza to the show. Hi.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be here.
We're glad to have you.
We're thrilled to have you. So Aminah was just presenting some information about your background. We'd love to hear directly from you. What is it that you do? I know you're a life coach and you help people live their life to the fullest, but do tell us more.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for the opportunity. So I'm a life coach and I also do family constellations. I'm a family constellations facilitator. And what family constellations is work that we do in order to look at our family system, to be able to heal those aspects that are still pending for healing. So from the moment we are born until the first years of our lives, we start taking on what's pending in our family system to heal, the trauma, the emotions, the patterns. And we do this out of gratefulness because we're so grateful for our life and because we want to belong in order to survive. So we want to be like the others in our family system. So we take on all these blocked emotions, the trauma, the connections with the ones that are excluded, because everybody belongs in the family system. So what happens is that we make these promises, these vows, these contracts that are like, I'm not going to be successful since you were not successful. I'm not going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to have abundance. I'm not going to have health. And these are like unconscious decisions that we make for our family system. But are those decisions that are guiding our life without us knowing it? So in any area of our life where we're stuck, whether in relationships, with our family, with our friends, with our bosses, with health, with success, with abundance, with any aspect of our life that we've tried to move forward and we're just stuck, the reason that we're stuck is usually because we're carrying something that is not ours, that it's from somebody else in the family system. So the work of family constellations is the work that's gonna go deep into this aspect to find what is it that you're carrying from your family system that is blocking you in order to have a healthy, loving relationship, in order to have a professional life that you want, in order to be able to enjoy your life to the fullest. So when we start letting go of all these situations that are not ours and that are not our responsibility, the things that we have done in the past that have not worked will start working because we don't have that loyalty that's keeping us from going the direction that we want. So this is why we're doing all this work. And through our healing, we're able to heal the family system. We're able to connect to the wisdom, to the love, to the energy, to the blessing of the family system. And so, Aminah, you were asking me about how did I get into this? And I actually started in a completely different way. In my life, I studied business administration, and I started working in Procter & Gamble in finance. And I was there for a few years. And then I decided that numbers was not my thing. So I did a master's in human resources. And I found about coaching, about life coaching. And I really loved that. I wanted to work with people to help them be better in life. So then I started doing a master in coaching. And one of my teachers said, it doesn't matter how much limiting beliefs you work with your clients, how many tools you give them, how many aspects you work about them organizing or having their goals set and clear. There's some people that are just going to be stuck, and there's nothing you can do. And you have to tell them that they have to do a family constellation. And I said, a what?
Exactly.
What is that?
I get that all the time. You're a pet, what?
Yeah, exactly. I said, what?
Exactly.
I mean, it was like, oh, this sounds very important. So I'm going to check it out.
Right.
And I started to learn about it. And for me, it was like, whoa, what is this? This is amazing. This is powerful. Why is this like a secret? Why is it that should be taught in school? Everybody in the world should know this. And I was like fascinated. I mean, for me, it was like love at first sight. I thought that it was incredible. And I started to learn more. I started to start training to be a facilitator, not because I wanted to be a facilitator. And this was in Spain. This was when I was living in Spain. This is where I did my training. And I just want to learn more. I just want to learn everything that I could because I just loved it. And I could see how it was transforming my life, the life of others, of the people that were with me, that were also studying, that were also doing that. And it's very big in Spain. That's where I study it. And I would go to do group constellations on every Tuesday. And my teacher would have 30 or 40 people every single week. I mean, it was part of my life, my group of family constellations that I'm going to go every week to do this work. Because when you're doing family constellations, when you're doing it and somebody else is doing their own constellation in a group, you can be representing different members of the family, like to make a picture and to see what's going on. And while you're there, I mean, you learn, you heal. There's so many things that happen. It's really like magic, And so I would go there every single Tuesday with other 30, 40 people. And then I came to the US. So the first thing I did, I was like, okay, where is my family constellation group that I'm going to go to like every week?
You dug deep, didn't you?
Yeah. And I went to live to Santa Cruz. And there was nothing. Like I couldn't even find anything. And then I kind of found one or two people in the Bay Area, but I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Why is it that there's nothing here? But it's like, it was like so big in Spain. It was part of my life, and it's very big from Latin America too. I'm from Guatemala originally. And in Latin America, it's also very big. It has gotten a very strong momentum. But here, it's like something very new. So I said, well, I have the training, so I'm going to start my group. I'm going to start doing this. So then I started not only doing family life coaching, but I also started integrating and make a group and do the family constellations because it was like part of my nature. I needed it in my life. I wanted it, and
Right.
I had the training, so I could do it. So then I started doing this, and it's something that I learned completely. I had no idea, and through the practice, like every single thing in your life, it becomes easier. It becomes more flowing. It becomes more clear. It becomes like this boat that you're navigating in life. And just for me, it has been the key to enjoy my life. There's a before and an after. And what we're doing here is that we're working with acceptance. We're working with acceptance of everybody, especially everybody in the family system. Because often what happens is that we're trying to change the situation. We're trying to change people because we want them to be the way we want them to be. Because, of course, we know more.
Right.
It never works, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
Two things I want to add to that. If it sounds like they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to come to California and do this, number one. And number two, I want our audience to realize that you are educated as a coach. There are so many people out there with the title coach who don't get certified. They don't have the education. I'm not saying they're good or they're not good. I'm not making any judgment, but I'm saying to have a master's in coaching is really huge. So congratulations.
I didn't know they had that. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. And Lisa, I'm making a list. Ooh, I got friend number, blah, blah. I got family member number, blah, blah. And of course, I'm fine. But it's the best description I think I've ever heard you given. And I've heard you speak 3 or 4 times already over the years. But I think, and I want everybody to hear this, I'm ready for the message because I can hear you. And I mean bolded, capitalized. When you're ready for a message, you might not be ready for a psychic. You might not be ready to go live like Jacalyn does and talk to all these people. And I might not have been able to understand constellations or anything, but I have great deep faith in who you are and that kind of stuff. And hence the invitation. So I might not understand what you do, but that's not the relevant part. But what I'm hearing now is like, wow, I didn't book her. But I wasn't ready. And when you're ready, when people are ready, the message comes. So
Yes.
Thank you. This is powerful. And oh, wow, can't wait. Keep going.
And let me know with the time, you know, if it's something.
Yeah, she will.
Wrap
She
things
will.
up,
Yeah.
let me know because I can talk forever. So yeah. So so and what you're saying, when the time is right, things are gonna make sense.
Right.
Things are gonna call our attention. I have a lot of YouTube videos, very short videos, and the reason I do it first is because I want to share information for people to learn and for people to start healing, but also for people to connect to me. And whenever you're doing any kind of work with any kind of person, find that connection, because if you have that connection, that's a meaning, a sign, a moment of realizing that there's something good with this connection and something good is going to come out of it. So what you're saying, it's important because when the time is right, we will find those connections. We will find the help we need. We will find the way. So we need to be like open and aware to be able to realize that and take the step forward and to be able to go on that path.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. A question I have for you, considering that literally everyone in the world is going through their own thing, right? With the pandemic and all the different decisions people have to make on a regular basis. Who are the people that you find are reaching out for your services? Like, what do they fall into certain demographics or certain parts of the world, or who are these people and how do you help them?
So I have to say that it's such a wide,
it's
a wide
Good.
and variety. So most of them are women, although I have, I would say like 75% are women, but like around the rest are men. And most of the people are in California because I'm here in California, and I used to do things in person, group sessions and one-on-one sessions, and I hope to start next year. So a lot of my clients are here already. But one of the gifts of the pandemic was that we were able to expand in a way that we never imagined. Right. So now I have clients from all over the US. I have clients from Europe. I have clients from Latin America. And, you know, it's funny because I have all of my information in the website. And yesterday I got a client from Japan. And I was like, how did they find me? But then it was like, we're trying to figure out the schedule because, you know, all my availability is in my scheduler. And she was like, so the time that you're available, it's 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
You can find another time. I'm like,
you're going to have to split the difference at 6 a.m., 6 p.m., one appointment, and then you switch.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Everywhere in the world. I mean, this, I think it's one of the gifts of the pandemic, that this information, healing possibilities, everything has expanded in ways that we never thought it was possible. So I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing.
Kind of needs to be kicked in the butt. I was going to say urged on, but that's not true, because we fail to look for the help, or we're not aware of people like you and I who have a specialty that you go, that's a thing. And mine is really easy because people know the word psychic and they know pets. Yeah. They don't usually put those together. So everybody's like, well, did you come up with a creative title? No, why? For you, you really, that's why we need you here on these kind of shows, so that you can explain just the depth of what you're doing is amazing. We just have to be ready for it. So, wow, Liza, again, I'm just overwhelmed with this is the best, but I think my ears are open.
Well, you know,
Lisa,
Yeah, tell me.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask you. So there are definitely people watching or listening, or maybe on the replay, thinking to themselves, I really could work with somebody like Liza, but I don't know where to start. I don't feel good in my body. I don't feel healthy mentally or physically. What is the first thing they need to do to be ready for you?
So first, I would say that it's more like an intuitive decision. There's a whole process that goes on when you're starting to want a change in your life, when you are ready to do the work. And usually people have a long time of struggling with one or many aspects in their lives until they say, I'm done. I need a change, and I'm open to, anything as long as I can start doing things differently, because this has been enough.
Right.
And it's time for me to start doing something different and enjoying my life and start struggling so much and suffering. And then it's a little bit like I was saying, whenever you're ready, it's going to be clear. And then look for the help. Look what resonates with you, what makes sense. Look for the person that does it, and not necessarily exactly what the person does, but see your connection with that person. If it makes sense what they're saying, if you feel good listening to that person. And when you feel that connection, is because there's something in there that's going to be beneficial for you. And maybe it's a psychic, maybe it's a holistic medicine, maybe it's a different kind of doctor, maybe it's a psychiatrist. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But look for the help, open up. And there's so much information. So don't get overwhelmed with information, but look for it and see what connects to you, because that is your wisdom letting you know that those are the paths that are going to be beneficial for you. So whoever feels like stuck in their lives and they feel that they're ready to take the next step, to be able to enjoy their life to the fullest, to be able to have a present life, live in the present, and to enjoy even if we have difficulties, because we will always have difficult problems, challenges. That's how life is. That's how we learn. That's how we expand. But we don't need to wait until those are solved or gone to enjoy our life, because that's life. We need to be able to learn to enjoy and be grateful for what we have, and to really like savor the moment, because otherwise life will go by and we will not realize that we've been waiting to enjoy our life, and then life has been going on without us being able to enjoy it. We can enjoy it right here, right now, making the decision. And yes, I have these problems, this situation, this illness, but I can also look at the aspects that I am able to have, to enjoy. And even if it's water, food, shelter, a home, if I'm able to look at the flowers, if I have clean air to breathe, and then I can focus without rejecting the problems, because those we need to look at and work with and accept. But then we also are able to enjoy what we do have. And then it gives us energy to be able to deal with those problems and situations that we have in our life.
Yes. I'm loving this.
How many balloons to pull up behind me? Woohoo!
Hey, something I want to add to that, and we can discuss that a little. On a previous show today, all three of us were coaches, and we just talked about the fact that coaches are naturally open to working with other coaches and helping promote other coaches, because we didn't get to where we are by ourselves, right?
Exactly.
I know at one point I had 6 coaches or mentors, and I just am so open because other people are where I want to go and they can help me get there. So I encourage people to really follow up on what Lisa's saying. Don't sit there and feel like you are alone and you have to do this by yourself. We have Liza here who can help you. We have Aminah who can help you. I can help you. We all have different areas of talent, and that's what we're here for. Aminah, would you like to add into that?
Ditto, and all of that. And I, as I said, I've seen Liza face to face. We've been in meetings.
That's cool.
I've been in her home virtually, and I'm not going to stop talking to her pets and listening to her daughter. So the coach shows up, whoever that is. And as we've just said, there's a coach for everybody. The frustration I want people to get past, which I know all of us have done, I'm sure you guys have, was when we were first training, or we were first going to open our business, or when I know for me personally, when I was told by my new guide, and I said, he said, you got to go public. And I went, excuse me? You mean tell people out loud that I'm a pet psychic and not be laughed out of the room or something like that? But that was my growth. But I was ready for it then. I wasn't ready for it in my 20s. I wasn't ready for it there. That was raising children or doing whatever else we were doing. And as Liza said, you get the education, but then you learn every day. I'm learning so much from all the shows that Dr. Jacalyn, you put up, that I am so lucky. I log on, I go do the dishes, I do everything, and I log on and I log off and I log on. And then I can keep up on them because I can replay them and that type of stuff. So that's what this platform does. But and Lisa, I'm gonna have to read. I already have 4 people I'm gonna send this tape to personally. I was like, this is who you need, because I have friends that are just like, I'm struggling. And I'm not saying that, Lisa, you're the best fit, because that's for you guys to decide. But I want people to go, what you're doing for us today, and bless you. Truly, 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 I send that blessing. And Jacalyn and I know both, we do this because we hope to find people that, and we are finding people that do like you do, is something from the heart. Is the people I want to send it to have been struggling and have been looking for that. I'm just missing one cog. It's just not running smoothly. I just need that one cog. And I think you'll be a perfect hit, but that I'm going to put it out there and let them see you.
Lisa's the cog. Lisa's the cog. Yeah, Lisa.
My little tank car people thing. What, Thomas the Tank? There it is. Something. I have no little kids, so I still know that. But it's so timely, and I feel so blessed to have you here and that type of stuff, because wow, I'm just blown away by how this fits into I know my path of some relationships that are really struggling for them, and I don't have those gifts. And it's like, oh goody, I get a present, I can send her their email, and then it's up to them to watch it and make that next move.
So that was going to be my question for Lisa. So we, as Aminah said, we all know people who are struggling, right? But the person has to actually commit to doing the work, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
You are so right. And that is so important. And actually, when somebody says, I want to buy this as a gift to a friend, I said, no. You give the information to your friend, and she's interested, she needs to contact me.
Right.
She or he, they are the ones that need to make that step, make that decision, because when they're making that decision, they are saying, I am responsible for my life. I am now going to start the path of the changes that I need to do for what I want. I'm going to stop sitting down with my, arms crossed, waiting for things to happen. I am taking the responsibility to make those things happen. So people need to make that decision. And in this kind of work, I think it's even more important, because this is part of the learning that we're doing. We're letting go of the things that we're carrying from the family system, but we're also taking responsibility for our lives, for what we want, and work toward that path. And part of being responsible is taking those decisions for ourselves, deciding that we are the ones responsible for our lives. And it's not the government's fault. It's not my parents' fault. It's not my neighbor's fault. The situations happen, and it's up to me how I'm going to deal with that situation, but it's my responsibility how I'm gonna react to it. I cannot change those situations. I cannot change others, but I can change the way that I react to things, I react to people. And either I am responsible for my life, or others are gonna be responsible for my life. But I wanna do the things in my life that I think that are important for me. And if I'm not deciding for myself, others are gonna be deciding for me. And I don't want that. I want to be the one that's going to make the decisions, because I'm the one that knows what I want. So that's part of the path. That's part of having that, to make that decision. And some people are not able to. And that's part of their path. And the moment that they're able to say, yes, I want this, and I'm going to take the step forward to it, that's a huge step already. That's a huge healing. That's a huge movement of energy. But it's them. They need to do it. Nobody else can do it for them.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. That is so true. And I think, to Aminah's point earlier, sometimes we just get it, right? It just comes to us and we go, oh, I understand what I'm supposed to be doing now. I understand the path I'm supposed to be on. And I think that's when that spark lights up in our lives, and even on our faces. You can see when somebody's in their lane and they found their passion. So I think, Lisa, it's great that you're able to help people with that, because it's needed. And by the way, it's for everyone. Everybody needs like a little tune up here and there, right?
Or a big kick in the pants in the beginning.
Exactly.
And it's finding that audience. And Liza, I have the same thing. 90% of my clients are female. And there's nothing that I don't advertise to men or anything like that. And I'm sure the same with you, but women tend to ask for the coaching, ask for the help, want the changes. And I encourage the men that I have worked with, one specifically, he actually cried at the end of our call. That's the only man I've ever had to do that. But his pet was stolen out of his car. And we recovered it. Now, this is historic for me. We recovered it in 20 minutes. So,
wow, that's amazing.
That's a whole different story for another time. But lost pets are the hardest. Stolen pets are, everybody is just devastated. Little bitty dog, giant man, and he didn't lock the car doors, and somebody saw him, and he saw him walk away, and he took the dog out of the car. And that dog was so sure. This is what you're talking about, Liza. That dog was so sure that his owner was coming back for him, because they had such a bond, that he just laid on that lady's floor and relaxed. And it was really hard to find, because if they were anxious or sad, they would say, I'm here. And I'm thinking, please. And I said, Anthony, your dog will not do anything but go, yeah, I know he's coming. He's coming. I know he's coming. I'm thinking, but tell me what apartment you're in, please.
That's a great story.
Yeah, but I then made him be the noisy one and make a racket, because I got him down to the right building and then the right apartment. And then he freaked the owners out who stole them. And I said, don't say anything to him. Deal with what you're going to deal with legally later, but just get your dog and walk away. Before we found him. So it was so magical, because you drop all those expectations and you go, this is where I need to be. This is the lane we need to be. And we can help men and women when you're ready, when you're ready. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing.
That is a great
I hate dealing with lost pets. It's so heartbreaking. Everybody's so high emotion, and you know this, Dr. Jacalyn, you know this, when you're high emotion, your logic just leaves the body. And so I got to get them to calm down so they can calmly tell me what's happened and bring that relationship back together. But yeah, lost pets are the hardest thing I do. I'll talk to a dead one any day, because they're not in any pain. They're not any struggles. They've moved on. And it's a very, very beautiful, angelic conversation.
Well done, Aminah. That's really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for doing. Both of you, thank you for doing what you're doing. I think that it makes a difference in the world.
I hope so. Bringing people on with you, Dr. Jacalyn, put the platform together, and I don't even remember how we met, but it was great.
I contacted you on LinkedIn, I think.
You go.
Yeah, I contacted you on LinkedIn. And, something I have to share, which I don't think I've ever shared before, was when I contacted you, I didn't know of any psychics. I didn't even know anything about psychics.
You did, and I thought
I thought I want to learn. What does a psychic do? What does a pet psychic do? So it's kind of cool. I feel like we're all brought together somehow.
Absolutely. Well, you're learning a lot, because I keep bringing lots of talented people.
Yes.
Otherwise, and then Dottie Boone comes, and we get all in our little corner of, and I talked to that dead person, and we talked to this dead person, and going over that. No, if they're charging you $15,000, don't. It doesn't cost $15,000 to talk to Uncle Bob. It doesn't.
Oh my goodness.
Liza, do you have a plan or a program or anything special? Yeah. I'm going to preempt my buddy here, because I know she's going to say, do you have a special to share with us, maybe with our audience?
Well, on my website, you can find the events that I'm having. I'm having group sessions, and I have one next week. I have an online on-demand course that people can do it on their own rhythm whenever they want to, and that's always available. I also have links to my videos and to my YouTube channel when there's so much information there available. So that's everything is there. I mean, in my website, I always do a big effort to make everything on according to what I'm doing to be updated. So everything is there. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's
So
fantastic.
what does it cost to come and work with you? Give some examples.
Sorry, what did you say?
Cost. What does it cost to come and work with you, like one-on-one or at the groups? You said one, I think, was free, or the YouTube obviously is free and that kind of stuff. So tell us how we can work with you. What does that look like?
So for the group sessions, you register through your Eventbrite, and the price for example, next week is $25, and everybody pays the same. We do meditations, we do exercises, we do constellations. We don't do a constellation for everyone because one constellation takes time. But we do a lot of work. There's a lot of healing that happens for everyone when they come to the group session, and that's just $25. If somebody wants to do a one-on-one session with me, the time is 90 minutes, and the price is $225 for that session. Okay. There's an option of buying 3 sessions, and then you get a discount if you buy 3 sessions. Yeah.
That's great. Great. And that's the best 2 ways to work with you?
Yeah, those are the ways that I usually work with people. And I do both. I mean, I used to do both in person and online. Right now, it's only online, but hopefully next year I'll be able to do both again, in person and online. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. This has been such a great show. It's been such a pleasure meeting you, and everything you're doing is just so wonderful. So thank you again for being here. Aminah, I'm going to spotlight you, and you can give your contact information. And I have an emergency here, so I have to quickly end the show. I really apologize.
No problem. No problem.
Aminah, your contact information, please.
bridgingworlds.us. Everything about me is there. All my links to my social media and Facebook is there. And for Dr. Jacalyn's audience and anybody who is on her cast, it's normally $75 for up to an hour. And then it goes by minute after that, but it is 45. Did I say 45 or 50? I don't know. Let's go with 45 today. And it's for Jacalyn's audience. So if you talk about that I am coming from the global network with any of her shows at all, I will honor that discount just till January 5th. We are all set.
Thank you. I'm typing it up. The $45 is for what?
All your audiences, all your guests,
no, but
it's
on
the channel.
30 minutes, 45 minutes. What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's what did I say? 45. So it's up to an hour.
Okay.
It's normally 75 for up to an hour, but this I'm doing just for your audience.
All right. That's so wonderful. And they can contact you on the website.
Yes, bridgingworlds.us.
Okay, I'm typing it up as we speak. There it is. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be saying goodbye. I've got an emergency I have to take care of here. So everybody have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
And be nice to each other. Take care and bless you all.
Thank you as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.